Okay, so you've watched your tutorial about how to create a voice thread. You've learned how to make a comment. You've made a comment on your voice thread. And then you've gone back and you've listened to your classmates' voice threads, paying special attention to your partners and thinking about similarities and differences. So now you and your partner are at the point where you are ready to create your Venn diagram and talk about what you have in common and things that are different. So I'm going to use, in step 4, I'm going to use this link, and I'm just going to copy it, Control C, and I'm going to paste it into my browser. And this is just a copy. So when I do that, I'm going to get, it says copy document. Would you like to make a copy of the Venn diagram? You're going to click make a copy. And there you're going to come up with your template. First thing you need to do is share. And you're going to enter the names of the people that you're going to share it with. You're going to share it with your partner, and you have their emails. And in addition to that, you are going to share it with me. And that way I'm able to see what you're doing as you're working on things. And also then you've turned it in. I'm just able to go right into it. So you can go ahead and hit share with others, get shareable link. And yeah, oops, sorry. Shouldn't have done that. Right here, we want to make sure that your partner can edit, okay? So that both of you can work on it. Then I'm going to hit send, and I'm going to send that to myself. So I just sent that. So now I'm going to show you what we're going to do. So for our classroom connections, we're going to use 2 examples. And I'm going to go ahead, just so that this fits a little bit better, I'm going to change actually I won't. I'll do this, and I'm going to use myself. So I'm just going to delete this name, and I'm going to put Mrs. Dodd. And over here, I'm going to use our principal, Mr. Woods. Okay, so we've got our names on there. Then all we're going to do, and I'm going to go in here, just so this fits better for me. You may not need to, but I'm going to go ahead and change the font size. And I think I'll go ahead and take that down to, I'll take it to 12. It's a little bit harder to see, but then we don't have to resize and deal with margins and stuff. So I'll do that on all 3 of these right off the bat. So remember, when you're creating a Venn diagram, I know we've all done this before, but remember that things that are in the outside areas, like over here, this would be things that only Mr. Woods has, characteristics that are unique to him. Over here will be characteristics that are unique to me. This center portion where it's highlighted with both colors of circle, those are things that are similar between both of us. So I'm going to go in and I'm just going to start filling things in. So for me, and mind you, I've listened to his voice thread, and then if he and I were actually working together on this, we would be able to use the comment feature, which you guys have all done before, and we would be able to talk about things if we didn't have enough that we'd already come up with. So comments that I talked about. I was raised by a single mom. I think that's pretty huge in my upbringing, and not only in my upbringing in it, but how I relate to kids now. Mr. Woods came from a family, and he had 6 siblings. Mr. Woods went to a Catholic school. His school was very strict. He talks about all the rules, and that's pretty unique too, that he's now a public school teacher, or a public school principal, I think. I went to public schools. So all I'm doing is deleting these and typing in. And obviously you're going to have a little conversation for you guys as you're doing this. It won't go quite so fast. I've thought about this before I'm making this. I was from a small town. Mr. Woods was from the city. He's actually from St. Louis. I, believe it or not, was very shy as a kid. Mr. Woods, not so much. He was pretty outgoing. Oops, got an extra capital in there. Then Mr. Woods was very athletic. He actually played football in college. I was very artsy. I was in band and choir, and also theater. Things that we share in common. We both have 3 children. see. We both like to learn. I didn't always like to learn. It took me a little bit, but I sure do now. And let's see what else we have in common. We both can be sarcastic. And that's something I've had to learn to deal with a little bit. It's part of my personality, but I also have learned that I have to understand other people's personalities and understand that they may take something a little differently than I intend. And so I have to be careful. And I also have to think about who I'm talking to when I'm saying some of those things. Let's see. We both were ed majors in college. Oops. I studied music education. He was a social studies teacher. And we both have high energy. I think you see that when you walk down the halls. We're both pretty outgoing now, and like to talk to people. And so there we have it. Now, like I said, yours is not going to go quite so fast. If you want to add more bullets, you are absolutely welcome to do that. 5 is your minimum on each of those. Again, make sure that you've started off at the very beginning by sharing, and just have a great time. Talk about things. Come up with some things that we don't know. Don't use physical characteristics. I can see that your hair is blonde. That doesn't matter. We're talking about personality things and things that have impacted us growing up and kind of make us who we are, that people don't already know. So try and find things that we don't already know about you. Hope you guys have fun with this project.